So you will find when you use trusses in Revit that when you assign the structural framing members, sometimes they don't come together very nicely, like you're seeing here with this Warren truss. So what you're seeing is they're not coping together, they're not joining clean. So it's a little labor intensive, but there is a way to fix this. The way to fix it is to come in, tab to the members that you want, holding that control and getting that, and then unpin these structural members. Do it to a few of these. So we're going to work on the chords and attach them to the top and the bottom chords. So with that, then you tab and select the piece, and you'll see you actually have controls now. And you can stretch the steel into the neighboring pieces. Once you've done that, then you can run back up to your Modify tab and use your Cope tool. I believe it's the piece you want to cut, like one that you want to cut it with. So always click on the diagonal webs and then the actual top and bottom chords. So I'll do that again real quick. Stretching that through just enough so that the top and the bottom meet, so that you're not coping and leaving a piece. There we go. So that brings your pieces closer together and makes it look a little bit more like a truss. This is a very shallow truss here. So it is labor intensive, but if you are doing renderings and you want to get close up and show off how the structure of your building is working, this is a quick fix. You should still be able to move the truss and still have those pieces. So you still have a lot of the functionality of the truss. Let's see what happens if I switch it to another one. Yeah, it causes a little trouble if you're changing the entire truss type. So you can see that it's not trimming off very well once you've unpinned it from the actual truss system. So you normally want to get pretty close to where you're thinking that you're doing pretty good with your structural design, and then stretch these through, get them ready for a presentation, and just use that Cope tool. And I'm going to try this on some of these smaller trusses too. So down here, let's try this. Pin some of these pieces. If you just type UP, it unpins whatever you have selected. So I can select a few pieces, type UP for unpin, and they'll be unpinned. It should work the exact same way as the larger truss. Pull the endpoint up and through. These are very shallow, so you have to really make sure you get it all the way through. And then we do the Cope command. With the Cope command, sometimes you might find that it's setting back from the face of the steel. See how this member is not quite touching the top chord? If you click on it, that's when you want to check your start and end join setbacks. And make sure, let's just check in here. It's looking alright. I think that might just be a result of the coping tool. The way to fix this and make this a tighter connection here, so you're not offsetting so much off of the top chord, as you can see there, is click on the chord that's offset, and you're going to want, in properties, scroll down to structural and see how there's a coping distance. I don't believe we can turn this into 0. I'll try it. Yeah, it gets upset. So cancel that. But we can make it something really small, like 1/16 of an inch. Hit apply. No, that's still too small. Let's try something a little bigger. Let's go 1/8. Since it's at an inch now, it's very obvious, but at 1/8 of an inch, it seems to work. And it is not so obvious that they aren't coming straight together. And you can see that changes it on both ends of the structural piece. We should also be able to correct the join here too, between these two members. So same thing. We're going to pull the one structural piece through, and we're going to cope it. Chop you off with this one. And then same thing again. We're going to have to, that 1 inch offset is pretty obvious even from far away. So I'm going to make it 1/8 of an inch, see if that works here. And it does. So now from farther away, that's not that obvious that that's not coming together. And I should be able to do the same thing up here. Oops. Need to make sure I'm pulling that straight. So neither of these are coming all the way to the point of the truss. So I'm going to stretch out both members here so that we have a good intersection. I appear to have upset my laptop doing that second one. Alright, so that just extended. And then we cope it again. Oh, no, I'm doing it backwards. There, we have a top chord receiving the bottom. And so yes, it is tedious. So if you have multiple trusses like this and this and this, do it all to the first one and then copy them over and march them down. Otherwise, you have a lot of webs to join together. And that's it. Before you do all this, typically make sure your trusses look like they're correct arrangement. Normally a truss would end with it being supported on the top chord. So this diagonal should start here and then go down and up. So just watch things like that, and watch very shallow trusses too. Normally the triangles need to be a little closer to being equal on all three sides to really work structurally the way they're intended. But other than that, yeah, clean the joints up, and then everything's good.